Hey YouTube, it's Ether's Mystical Child, and today we're going to have a little story time. Let me clear my energy first though. For my subscribers that have subscribed and liked my videos, thank you guys for subscribing and liking my videos. For the new people here, I'd appreciate if you like my content that you could like and subscribe to my channel and help my videos get pushed out into the algorithms so other people could see it. If you hear the music in the background, I don't have no copyrights to it. I'm going to be quiet for a second because I'm clearing my energy. Okay, I've cleared my energy. I've made my little announcement. Now, let's get started. I do smoke in my videos, so if you want to know what I'm smoking, it's an Aji, I like to call it. It's Viking Runts and Sun Octane. Now, like I said, this is going to be a story time. This is my first story time video I've done. But my friend reached out to me and asked me, to share her story. And then I have a story that I know personally that went on in my family. So I'm going to share this with you as well. Now, this video you're going to have to kind of like bear with me in regards to like me smoking and explaining to you, because again, it's story time. I was going to make it a black screen, but I know you guys like stimulation nowadays. People like to be stimulated, so I gave you a little something to look at. Okay, so here goes. Today's topic is going to be about females being trapped by males. And it happens to males being trapped with females. But I'm going to give you, how can I say it? Can I say it from, I'll give you two perspectives. I will give it from my friend's perspective, and then I'll give it from my cousin's perspective, because my cousin is a male and my friend is a female. Okay, so how can I start it off? This is kind of weird to start it off. Okay, so I'm going to start it off with my friend. My friend met a guy, and they were dating. They wasn't even dating. She met this guy, right? Over the course of, what was it, springtime? She told me? Yeah, it was the springtime. She met him, and they started, vibing. They would hang out. And it wasn't nothing too serious, because she didn't want to take anything too serious in the beginning. She didn't want to just, like, jump in head first. And, she wanted to see where this was going to go. And also, I'll give you a tip real quick. The reason why she went slow is because I gave her a tip to go slow. Because you're not going to see a person mask fall off in a matter of months. It normally takes a half of a year to a year. Because some people are very, like, trained and seasoned. So they know how to hide their, other faces that they have. So I told her to go slow with the person and see what goes on. So she went slow with them, and, they was having a good time. She didn't put no pressure on him. He didn't put no pressure on her, really. Well, he did put pressure on her, but not to the degree where she would get, like, a red flag for her eyes. But to my eyes, it was nothing but red flags. He wanted to start dating her, go on, but the dates weren't official dates. The dates was centered around drinking and hanging out, like, at maybe bars or going out to, like, little seafood spots and eating seafood and stuff like that, but nothing too serious, something fun and something to keep you, like, entertained. So she was saying to me, like, it was going well and everything. So he wanted her to be in a relationship with him, but she, for some reason, felt like, nah, something is not right here. He's taking me out. He's spending time on me. Not really taking her out. Let's just say that, because it's centered around drinking and getting food. That's not really taking a person out to, get to know a person. So he was doing this, and she was enjoying it because, again, she had her life, and her life wasn't, like, revolving around him. So, when they seen each other and they had a good time. No sex. There was no sex involved. But in the meantime, as she started to kind of like just fall back and just like, see what's going on and observe the situation, she started to realize this person is quite friendly. And not only is he friendly, he's very flirtatious, So she told me she didn't say anything about it. She just let it happen and, just see where this is going. But he wanted to be in a relationship with her. And when I asked her what did she mean that he wanted to be in a relationship with her, she was like, yeah, he said he wanted to be in a relationship with me. I said, explain to me, what did he say? And she said, well, he was saying to me that he just wanted it to be between them two. And, he just wanted it to be like they work and go hard and make their money. And yeah, they want to be together. In my mind, I'm thinking, this is not a relationship. This is like some fling type of something. But I didn't say nothing to her initially. I just, let her enjoy her new acquaintance, because I'm not going to piss on nobody's parade. I want a person as my friend to see what she's getting herself into. Now, I'm going to be there always to give her like feedback if she needs feedback. And if I see immediate red flags, I'm going to tell her something. But I wasn't around this relationship. I wasn't around them getting to know each other. So they used to hang out, go to parties, go smoke hookah, because she loved smoking her hookah. And, she was having a good time. So anytime they went out, though, was revolving around hookah and smoking and not even really getting food. It wasn't too much even going out for food. So she really started to pick up, like, something is not right here. Anytime she tried to talk to him, he didn't really want to answer too many deep questions. It was just so surface level. And again, he had a lot of friends and she had a lot of friends. So, it was casual. She was like, okay. But then it became like sex. So now he started to tell her, being that they are talking for a couple of months now, I think it was like a couple of months they was talking, he wanted to pressure her into sex. And she told him she doesn't feel comfortable having sex with him, because she doesn't feel like this is any type of commitment or any type of relationship. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. And she's not the type of female who would just want to have sex, just to have sex, So he kind of backed up off of her, but when he backed up off of her, he kind of fell back as well. The hookah and the partying and all that kind of slowed down. Yes, he still kept in contact, mind you. When people do that, when they fall back on you, but they try to like keep in contact, it's just to keep you on that little fish hook, So it was okay with her because she didn't take him serious. But then they finally did have sex. Let's fast forward to the good stuff. Forget all the little stuff. They did finally have sex. So when they had sex, she realized that he became very possessive immediately. Immediately. And she was saying, like, a little possession is okay, because nowadays, a lot of times, males, females, they don't really know how to talk about their feelings, more so males. They don't really know how to talk about their feelings. So she was like, all right, if you want to be a little possessive, it's okay. He's taking claim of me. It's okay. But this became real aggressive. He didn't want nobody around her. He will stalk her. He would be in, like, the club area with her. She'll talk to her friends. He'll be stalking her from the other end of the room. Mind you, he have other females in there with him, but she doesn't know this. She didn't know this at this time. He always had other females in the location with them, but she never knew this. They would be off with their friends drinking and smoking their hookahs too and doing whatever they're doing. And he would come over and check up on her and then, go work in the room and, being with his friends. And then, she was like, all right. Long story short, he started really pressuring her into spending money. And spending money on expensive gifts. Thanksgiving came around. He didn't want to be around the family. He didn't want to be around the friends. Christmas came around. He didn't really spend no money on her. He didn't buy no gifts. Thanksgiving. I keep saying Thanksgiving because that's important, but I'm going to get back to that. Valentine's Day came around, and it was nothing. It was all about what she's going to buy him, So she was like, all right. She's feeling him. They are having sex. So she said, why not buy him a little gift? But when she brought the gift wasn't good enough. So she started to say, wait a minute, something is not right here. Then he started to go on trips, but the trips never involved her. It was always with his friends, always with other people, not females. He never mentioned other females at this time, you know? So, but this is what he was doing. He was going on trips with females, but he was playing that it wasn't females, it was guy friends. And then he had a child's mother in one of the locations where he went on his trip. So she didn't really think anything of it again. So fast forward to her birthday. Her birthday came and he did nothing for her birthday. He gave her nothing, nothing. So she came to me and she brought the attention to me, and she's asking me what I think about it or whatever. And I'm telling her that she's being used. He's using you. But she's believing me because she know I'm a straight shooter, and she know that I'm not going to lie. And she know when I say something, it is what it is. Because I'm clairvoyant. I'm like a psychic, whatever. I read energy. So, yeah. So I told her what it was, and she believed me. But once again, you saw having sex with a person, that kind of plays more of an important role when it comes to females because your emotions get involved. Our emotions get involved. Let's say that. I'm a female. You know, if you don't know any better and you don't see what's going on, your emotions kind of just tend to get involved. It's called human biology. This is what happens, you know. So once he started to like really clamp down on her and then wanted to borrow money from her, and he wanted to borrow money because he said that, you know, he needs it and he's going through his little trouble or whatever. Meantime, he's never helping her with anything. No money, no gifts, nothing. All it is, the money's being spent on is liquor and hookah, basically. If she's hungry, he'll buy a little food. Yeah, he'll do that. But yeah, because you can't have sex with a female on an empty belly. You know, that's not like really good. You know, that's like low blow, low barren. And most females is not going to have sex on an empty belly because she's hungry. She have no energy. So he will feed the belly. He will feed the soul with the liquor and the hookah. That's all. So fast forward to his birthday now. He's pressuring her to buy him gifts. And she said, you know, she'll buy him a gift. She didn't care. And I'm saying to her, but wait a minute, how you gonna buy this person a gift? This person never spent no money on you, and this person never wanted to give you anything but hookah, liquor, and a little bit of food. She said, no, I like him, and I could tell that he's not like being treated real good in his life. You know, she could tell that he's been traumatized by his mom and all of this stuff, and his family wasn't too good and, you know, whatever. So she said she doesn't mind showing him any love. Let's go back to this. The reason why she didn't... My tongue is twisting. It's a lot of details I'm trying to get out. I have to slow down. The reason why she didn't feel too hung up on buying him a gift and all of that and treating him, you know, showing him love is because she come from a home of love. She wasn't really abused, you know. She didn't come from a toxic abuse family. So I'm telling her, listen, this is not what's happening. He's using you. Slowly but surely, he's using you. He's just doing it little by little, and he's going to, like, just crank up it by notches, like, you know, just, like, choke on you a little more and more and more and more until you're dead, you know, one of those situations. So she brought the gift or whatever, and then, you know, he took it, and then he kind of, like, disappeared. So I'm like, he disappeared. She said, yeah, he disappeared. She tried calling him. He would pick up the phone. He would talk to her or whatever. But then he said that he had taken a trip and he had went away with to go see his family. Because his family had lived at a distance from where they was initially living. They weren't living together, but wherever they live, you know, he was, like, the family was a distance from them. So all of a sudden, he came back, and then he continued. I'm going to tell you, it was love bombing. I don't know if you guys realize this right now, but he was love bombing her. He continued to love bombing. And then he started talking about he wanted to have a baby with her. And I told her, if you have a baby by him, all he's going to do is keep you trapped. And this is what this whole video is about. We are getting to the thickness of this now, because it's not going to be a long video. I said he's going to keep you. He's going to try to trap you. He see that you come from a good background. He see you don't mind just doling out your love with no expectations. He's trying to trap you. But before he told her initially he wanted a baby, he kind of like tested the waters with her. He said, like, what would happen if I get you pregnant? Would you get rid of the baby? Would you keep the baby? What would happen? So she was like, she doesn't want to get rid of her baby. She'll keep her baby. She's not just gonna get rid of the baby. And in my mind, when she told me this, I'm thinking, you're keeping a baby by somebody you don't even know. He doesn't even build a relationship with you, and you guys talking about a baby, you know. But I just held that to myself until she came to me and told me that he wants to have a baby and he's serious about the baby. So I said to her, listen, he's not investing in you. He wants a baby. He's trying to trap you. She didn't believe me. She didn't believe me. She didn't want to hear what I had to say. So even though she know that what I'm saying is sound and it's 100%, I'm not going to lie to her. But her emotions got the better of her. And when your emotions get the better of you, now your mental gets the better of you. So they all start to play games on you. So she said to him she wouldn't get rid of the child or whatever. And at this point in time, they went out that night. That night they went out. She said they have gone out. When they went out to a club, they met up with his friends. And somehow, you know, the universe works in mysterious ways. Somehow the friends started talking about, you know, him having a woman, a child, a relationship. Like, you know, and the friends to be honest, didn't really like him. She told me she could sense that the friends didn't like him because of the bullshit that he likes to do, like use females and use them for their finances and their sex and their energy. And again, I don't know if you realize this yet in this video, but he was energy harvesting off of her. I'll make another video off of energy harvesting when men use young females for their sex and for their energy. It's energy harvesting. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but I'll make a note to make a video of that. I'll make a note right now. Energy. Hold on. I don't want to get distracted. Harvesting. Video. Okay, so yeah, he was basically just trying to harvest her energy, and the friends kind of, you know, unbeknownst to him or her, let it be known. And the friends were saying something about like him having a wife, but without just coming out directly and saying it. And the way he responded, she got a bird's eye view. Wait a minute here, what's going on? So long story short, he was married. He had a child. He was living with the child's mother. They was in a relationship. After this happened, she started to realize what was going on. So after she realized what was going on, and he started getting upset, he started bringing other females around her, seeing how she would act, because he wanted her to chase him. But she wouldn't chase him, because she knew what she was bringing to the table, and she knew she had worth, and she's not just going to, like, chase a guy and throw all her standards away to chase a guy. So after she didn't chase him, then he wanted to, at the end of this, because I really want to fast forward this to the next story I'm going to tell you, because the next video is really where it is disturbing. He wanted to borrow money from her, and she wanted to get him out of her life. But she didn't know a way to get him out of her life, because she knew he would have kept coming back and forth if she'd have tried to get him out of his life. So what she did was she let him borrow the money, but when he didn't give the money back, that's when she just left him alone entirely. He came back hovering, because he was a narcissist. He came back hovering and trying to get her back, and she just played along with him, but at the same time, she wouldn't give in to him. So he already knew, I'm running around here wasting my time. She when a narcissist and a love bombing, you know, realize what's going on, that they're not going to really get anything out of this, they move on. Okay, so they broke up, they moved on. Enough of that. Let's get to my cousin, because this one is really interesting. And this is going to be the last and final one, because this is a good closer right here. Okay, my cousin came up to this country because he's not from the country. He needed documents, and he found a female. And he was messing with this female. He really liked the female. But the female that he liked, other females didn't like her. So other females went behind the female's back and started like talking nonsense about her or whatever. And then they actually brought a friend around to hook him up with the friend. Okay, so after he started acting weird with the initial female that he did like, you know, that went south. You know, that went south. I'm not going to get into that because it just went south. This is where the plot thickens. The female that the friends, the hater friends introduced him to, they started dating and having, relationships, because he now wanted to invest in this because she came from money. She had her car. She had everything going for her. She had status. She had everything. So my cousin thinking like, yes, I didn't hit the jackpot. The other one was giving me little things, and this one I could get big things out of her. So he started to deal with her. Now, as he was dealing with her, she started to really fall for him really quick because he laid it on thick with her. So he laid it on thick, and he had other females that he was dealing with, but she didn't notice either. Because this is what these men do. They have other females. You don't realize they have other females. So this is going to be just a linking thing within these stories of how they have they females and the other females don't know. But what happened was, let's get to the thick of it. He finally got my cousin finally got this female pregnant. Now she moved in with him. Well, she moved him in with her, and then she filed for the documents and all of that for him to get his documents. But what he didn't realize is, once a female marries you and she filed for the documents, now she have you by the balls. So he thought he was the mass manipulator, but no, the mass manipulator out manipulated the mass manipulator, because now all type of stuff started happening. She already had a baby by another guy, and this guy, she was really in love with him. And remember, I didn't tell you this, but the guy that she had the baby with was in jail. Now she had another man that she was with. I know the plot thickens. She had another older man that she was with that was taking care of her, giving her money and everything. But my cousin was younger, and he was handsome and, very good looking and everything. So she's thinking, okay, my baby father is in jail. He's kind of out of the way. I have the older guy paying for my bills and taking care of me. But then I just met this young, nice looking, handsome specimen that just came to the country. So what am I to do? So a lot of drama started playing out. I mean, fights started playing out, because my cousin is kind of like crazy. He's a little sick in his head. So now he wanted to take on the older boyfriend that was really giving her the money and taking care of her and her household, aka the child too. So my cousin ran him away, long story short, through the female. The female really was weak for him, and she just started treating the older gentleman like shit and all this. So he kind of bowed out, even though he didn't want to. Now let me tell you this, my cousin didn't have any money. He was broke. My family's not broke or none of that, but he's broke. Okay, he come to the country, he's broke, but he does have an education. So now he's trying to look for jobs and all this. He can't find a job or nothing. So meanwhile, she filed for him because she married him, and now she has to supply his money and take care of him in this country. So she's doing that. Meanwhile, he's with other females. She didn't know this. Once she found out that he was with other females, the shit hit the fan. She's carrying his business all on the street. She's buying him designer clothes and everything. She taking the designer clothes from him. Now he's on the street looking like the person the person that just come into America, because he's just come to America. He's not equipped with the fashions and all that like that, and doesn't have the money to really pay for it. Yes, the family give him money and take care of him, but they're not going to buy him Gucci and Prada and all this stuff that he likes, to live his hype life. Now, once she started doing that, she took all his non-name brand clothes and gathered it up and brought it in front of the family's shop and left it there. She called the police on him, got him arrested and everything. He gets her pregnant. I told you this a minute ago. When he got her pregnant, in his mind, he's like, yes, I put a baby in her. I have her. AKA, he's trapping her. Remember, she already have an older child. Now, he's the second child. I don't know if you know, in island cultures, the first baby father rules. They rule. He have say so. I don't care if he's in jail for 10 years. To come home, he can take control all over again. So he knows this. And he said to himself, and he said it to me as well, and I was disturbed when he said it to me, if he gets her pregnant, he knows that he could kind of have her trapped. She can't really go nowhere. And she's married, and she's filing for the documents, right? Right. Okay, so the baby is born. The baby is born. Now she finds out that my cousin is into prostitutes. Yeah. He's into his prostitutes. He's used to buying vagina sex back home. So island men don't really care about buying sex. They want sex, they're going to pay for it because they just want to look at it as sex. It's nothing big to them anyway. They're going to release, they're going to go about their business, you know, and when they pay for sex, they get to treat the female how they want to treat them. You know what I mean? So they don't mind paying for the sex. So she found out that he likes prostitutes. She also found out that he had gotten a job in Brooklyn, but the job that he gotten, the boss was putting him up. Yeah, and the boss that was putting him up had a husband. So this is just dysfunctional at its finest. The husband finally found out about him. He got fired from the job because he was a chef. He went to culinary school, big top culinary school in Jamaica. So, you know what I mean? He was a chef, but he got fired. So that just crashed. The universe crashed that, you know? Say, you want to come to America, this is what you want to do. So little by little, everything just started crashing around him. Now, fast forward, she had the baby. When she had the baby, the family was upset that she had the baby. She kept the baby. She's having a baby. Now, his mother is not in Jamaica, and she's not in America. She's in a whole nother country. So he's trying to get documents to go see his mother because he haven't seen his mother since he was, 9 years old? He is now 20. At the time, he was 25. He haven't seen his mom since 9. She left to a country to go, make a better life for them, but she never came back, and she was sending him money and clothes and all this stuff, but she wasn't there to nurture him and love him. So he haven't seen his mother since 9. So, all in his mind is he's made it to America. How he made it to America, he got into some nonsense back home and they tried to kill him. So he made it to America. So now he's thinking he's made it to America. If he made it to America, he can get somebody, he can make it to his mother where she is. I'm not going to name where she is, So he put this female through all of this. Once she found out that, he liked prostitutes, then he found the job. He found the job in a warehouse, not going to name the warehouse, found the job in a warehouse. What he was doing when he was in a warehouse and he was driving delivery trucks, he was picking up prostitutes on the street and having sex with them. He was stealing the merchandise and taking it to the baby mother. So the government found out. The feds got involved. It just became a nightmare. They realized that he was having sex with prostitutes in the work truck and all type of nonsense. Meanwhile, this woman just had a baby for him. Just had a baby. Can you imagine this? Just imagine this as you, a female, or a male, and a female doing this to you. Just imagine this. It's like you thought you had something so good and promising, young, nice, and you got rid of your older gentleman that was taking care of your house and home while your baby father's in jail doing his time and just dropped the ball on the whole situation. Now look what you picked up. Look what you picked up. It's just disturbing. So his plan is working. So now she found out all of this nonsense. She's trying to come to the family, trying to talk to the family, saying this is what happened. Narcissistic families don't care about none of that. They defended my cousin. They was backing him. They was ready to fight her. And, they kind of, on the street side, she's on the book side, which means book smart side. So it was just an uneven fight. You're trying to bring a fight to a book smart person and from a street person. It's not like she was book smart and then she knew the run-ins in the street. No, she was just straight book smart. So she became like captured by him. My cousin really captured her, and it is disturbing to see. So she had the baby. Okay, she found out all this nonsense. They broke up. He worked his way back in because he's a narcissist, and he weaseled his way back in. Now the baby is now how old at this time? The baby's now 8 months at this time. So in his mind, he's scheming on having one more baby with her. Remember, I just said earlier that once a yard man have once a yard female have a baby already, the first father rules supreme. Now the only way he could get kicked off of his throne is if another guy come in and have a baby by her, and then have another baby by her. So if the guy kicks the first baby father off the throne and he come in and have a baby, okay, the father still reigns supreme. But if he give her another baby, now the first baby father is kicked off the throne. So this is what he did. Long story short, he trapped her. He got her pregnant a second time. Now the baby right now is about to turn 2 years old in about 2 months, and she has just had a baby in August. I'm just getting quiet because I'm just really taking this in. She has now a newborn and then a 2-year-old with him. And all the drama is going on. She filed for documents. The documents went through because he stressed her out. He bullied her. He was abusive to her, pressured her. Now he has his documents. He has his Social Security. He has everything. He has his visa. He could fly out. He could go everywhere. He's all over the place. Now she's trapped. She's trapped with his kids and he don't even want to be with her. He has someone else that he wants to be with. But the female that he wants to be with doesn't want to be with him. And he fell in love with this female. And he's been holding on his real feelings from the female he really wants to be with because he was doing all this scheming and manipulating. And now the female that he really wants to be with, she doesn't want to be with him. So now she has not been told by him that he is in love with her. And he really wants to be with her. Why? Because in the beginning of this story, if you remember part 2 story, the hating females ran and found another female to get with him because he didn't want to get with one of the hating friends. So the female is long gone now. He doesn't see her often. He tell me he see her every once in a while. He doesn't see her often. And when he does see her, they talk and they chill out and it's just something casual. She talks with him and they catch up real quick and then she go about her business. But when she leaves him, his heart is leaving with her because that's who he really wants to be with. But he cannot be with her. Why? Because he came to this country and did all this manipulation. And now he has 2 babies and got married to a female that he doesn't even want to be with. So the initial topic of this story is how men would get with someone and don't even want to be with them, just to trap them, to get what they want out of them. What he wanted out of her was her lifestyle. What he wanted out of her was documents to stay in his country. What else he wanted out of her is to be in her life when he has no one else to go to. He can always run back to her because he had no other children. This was his first set of children. So now she's stuck with a young male who has 2 children by her. She's his only baby mother. So there's nowhere else to go because anyone who knows island culture already knows that the female really have a hard time turning her back on the baby father. And these are his first 2 children. And they're boys at that. They're not girls. Normally the girls raise the families. Normally the mother raised the girls. Even though the father played a part in the girl's life, the daughter's life, they normally call her the princess and they really love on him. But their pride is in their pride and joy is in the sons. And he have 2 boys by this female. And she have the older child that she had by the baby father that's in jail.